I've been reading through the comments of my last couple of videos for this mock-up wall. There seems to be some confusion when it comes to this digital angle finder and how you find miter settings to accomplish a particular angle. I used this gauge to read an outside corner on the mock-up wall here. It gave us an 89.1 degree angle for the corner, and then it gave us a miter setting of 45.5 degrees. And people seem to think, that can't be right. I can understand why this is easily confused, because most people know if you have a 90-degree angle, you cut two 45-degree miters to make that 90-degree angle. So obviously you take 90 and you divide it by 2, you get 45 and 45, right? Well, that's not exactly what's happening. Like I said, on our mock-up wall, that outside corner is 89.1 degrees, but the miter settings we need to use are 45.5 for each side to achieve that 89.1 degrees. And what's happening is, as an outside corner becomes more and more and more acute, this miter that you need to make here becomes what I would call sharper. It becomes sharper and sharper and sharper. So down here, as this angle overall becomes more acute, less than 90, this setting to achieve this cut has to become a lot sharper. So when you're setting the saw to make this miter cut here, you have to go further and further and further past 45 degrees. Let's follow the thinking of the comments section. 89.1 degrees, if we just divide that in half, we should have 44.5 degrees. So I have this saw set to 44.5 degrees. Let's make a cut and see what happens. 44.5 degrees, 44.5 degrees. We check this with the angle finder. We're 91 degrees. We went the wrong way. So then what is the right way to figure out miters based upon an angle? Let's continue to use that same example of 89 degrees, okay? What you need to do is actually take 180 and subtract the 89 degrees. That gives you 91. Then you divide that in half and it gives you 45.5 degrees, just like the digital angle finder told us. And I think what makes this further confusing is people fall back to that example of 90 degrees. Well, why don't you just take 90 degrees and divide it by 2? That gives you 45. 45 is the right answer. Here's what makes it confusing. Because also, if you take 180, subtract 90, that equals 90, again, which you divide by 2 and give you 45 degrees. So this is not the example to use to continue to confirm that process in your mind of taking your angle, dividing it by 2 to get your miter. That's not exactly what's going on, even though it is true in this example. What you really want to do is measure your angle, subtract it from 180, take that number, divide that by 2, and that will give you your miter setting.